Is that everybody? I got John in there, I got Mr. Ragley in here. Okay guys, we are going to have, we got a guest speaker. She's really like, she's super modest and humble. She's not going to be honest, but she has some really humble beginnings. She came over here to the United States from Ukraine, Russia, did not speak a lick of English, and has worked her way up to being a profitable business owner, touched a few $1 million, built a six-figure income earning business by herself. She's not gonna tell you about all the, she's not gonna tell you about like all the stuff she had to go through to endure, but she has went through a whole lot. I've known her for a few years, and also her partner, Mr. Mike Showing, and they have built businesses together. She's super detail oriented, and I know that she helps and works with a lot of different people. She networks with a lot of different.
Be on my computer, how to become a millionaire, right, online, build a successful website. I ended up getting a huge amount of debt and even had to file bankruptcy because, it's like, you don't know what you're doing. You can't become an expert copywriter. You can't become an expert salesperson. You can't become like overnight, right, or even in a year. So hard lessons learned. And so, eventually I tried different careers. I tried, I'm gonna be a realtor. Everybody does real estate, right? Bombed at it, even though I love sales. I was in and out 6 months, and then I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life. And my friend said, hey Maria, let's start a cleaning business. All my friends have cleaning companies. And I was like, I don't wanna scrub toilets for a living. Like, why, right? We could think about that with like windows. Who wants to install windows in the heat or snow, right? Or sell it, right? Knocking on doors. But my friend's like, come on, let's go. We're gonna hit the doors at Broadmoor and we're gonna be rich. And I was like, oh, okay. So we printed off flyers and business cards and we're like, okay, we're gonna hit the Broadmoor. And some of those driveways are really long. You guys know that, right? And then you walk all the way up there and it's super hot. And then they're like, don't want to talk to you, right? So I'm in there, guys. And I literally door knocking. I did not love it, but I was like, it's not working. I walked by like a construction site and I was like, nah, I don't want to do this. Something told me, hey, go talk to them, because construction sites probably no one's there, right? This man comes out, he looked all angry, he looked busy, and I just said my spiel, gave the card, and left. Didn't hear from him at all. We tried the military base, we tried to hang flyers, we were told you cannot hang flyers here. So a lot of rejection. Slowly, I was building up the company. My friend eventually left 6 months in. Maybe your trainer's gonna leave on you. You don't know. Maybe your, whoever you work with, your bestie at work, they're not gonna be there for you. So are you gonna keep going? So my friend left. I had the decision to make. Am I gonna keep going? I decided, why not? Just keep going. Keep trying to get clients. Find ways to attract clients, not where we're only chasing them, but also how do we attract? How do we use our words and what we leave them with to entice them? Eventually, that builder actually called me back, and I did a lot of jobs for him, like construction. He had a lot of properties, but he was a little hard to work with, as you guys know. Probably people in the field could be tough, but taught me a lot how to price, how to, even things like what is a stoop on a house? I don't know. Who knows? So there's a lot of market research and knowledge that you guys are learning in this company. And so it's a learning curve. You're not an overnight success, right? Like you might not have this massive client right out the gate, but eventually it will grow. So I started with residential cleans. So we did, small homes, and sometimes clients were super nitpicky and mean, and you miss one spot, you didn't do any of it. So it can be tough, but that's how we learn. It builds our character, right? Through the hardships. And then eventually went to commercial cleans. I have a lot of clients, even one like nearby here, Mosaic was one of our commercial clients. We did Ford, a lot of dealerships and nonprofits, and so it takes time. And so like the money, eventually I built it to a 6-figure business per year, but it wasn't overnight. It took like 7 years to get there. So we're not expert salespeople right away, right? But it's the experience we learn through reading books, meeting people, networking, keep on knocking, keep on talking, and you guys will do amazing. Do you guys have any questions for me? No?
Anything. So how did you, because I witnessed this, I know that your personal life was, it was all over it was, you had a lot going on, a whole lot going on. How was you able to still, like maybe compartmentalize and still be you was incredibly productive. You still had employees, you still were hiring, and your business was still doing great. How were you able to do that with all of the things you had going on in your personal life?
Yeah, so, I'm divorced now. Like I had a, 11-year marriage. Half of it was wasn't an entrepreneur. I mean, mentally I was, but then actually doing the business, growing it from scratch, I didn't feel like I had a lot of emotional support from my spouse, so that can be a hardship. Like in our lives, we might have people who are like, why are you doing sales? Why are you working for that company? Why, you could be doing something else, go flip burgers or do whatever. But it's like, you have your vision, you know why you're here, right? We're building up this company together, we're growing Anderson. Like, why are we here? So you have your goal, your vision, and just keep building on it. Like, read things on sales, read things on marketing, self-development. So we work on our personal skills. What did I do on the last sales meeting that was a turn off to my customer, right? Was I desperate? That they smell that, right? If we come in like, please, so we need to be like, I don't really need this, you need this, right? Like I could walk away from the sale and it will be just fine, but like, your house will be more insulated, secure. I don't really know windows, but but yeah, so really, you have to put personal aside, and when you're talking with a customer, you're helping solve their problem, because they don't want to necessarily see the process of installing the window, all that. They want the solution of an insulated, warm home, or, so we're providing them that solution, and we want to make it really easy for the client to say yes, instead of like, well, let me tell you about our warranty, and let me tell you, it's like, that's important, sure, but like, we're giving them that solution, like how fast we can get it done for them, because that's part of the sale, right? How easy will it be? Will I check in with them? We got to make those promises and fulfill them. So we kind of leave that personal at home, and we work on that personal too. Therapy's great, talking to friends, like dealing with it, so we can focus on like creating that value for our clients. That's your question.
What was your most impactful way to self-develop? Like Datron says, little things like listen to audiobooks in the car, things like that. What did you do?
Absolutely, he is totally right. So I have a Libby app. Everyone can get a free library card, and you just download Libby, and there's audiobooks galore. You're driving to your appointment, listen to sales, listen to Rich Dad Poor Dad, listen to Grant Cardone, any of those sales gurus. You will learn so much. So no one's gonna like hold our hand like at school with our teachers and like, hey, please learn this. It's really on us. And so I'm always listening. Something, personal development. Okay, how do I better at sales? How do I better at marketing? How do I speak better, walk better? Anything that develops you, you will bring more value to the market, and then it will always come back to you, because people will eventually, the money will flow to what you're feeding. Good
What
question.
was the biggest thing you learned that made you successful?
The biggest thing, I think for me, like I had 5-star reviews the whole 7 years that I owned the company, and actually gave it to my assistant, because I was going through divorce and all that, so I just couldn't focus on that. But it's still doing amazing. It's still growing. But so for me, keeping people see us, like they will look on our Facebooks, they will they want to know who's in their home, right? They want to know who they're talking to, and they're buying us. It's not just, and it sounds superficial, like, oh, they're just looking at my appearance, but like, they're looking, are we well groomed? It might be like a small thing, but our presentation does matter. And so making sure we keep our word, making sure, like, if I promise, hey, this install will happen in this, so my verbiage has to be precise. If I'm not sure, if my ETA is like, you know, if I tell them I'll be there at 5 o'clock, that puts you in a box, right? Like, I'm being at 5 o'clock. If I say, I'll see you around 5, that gives you a little grace. So our speech can help to see if customers will be disappointed in us, or, you know, we have more grace. So I learned to tailor my speech and my presentation. Like, you know, we will do our best to get this ring out of your toilet. Cannot guarantee that, right? Because everyone's finish is different, all that stuff. So protect yourself with your verbiage so that you can, you know, set expectations properly.
The guy that finally called you back and got you rolling with the cleaning, the construction guy that was so grumpy,
Mm-hmm.
did he ever tell you why he called you back, or why he called you back at all? Or did that ever come up, or did you ever think about it?
I don't recall if I asked him, but I think you do, you know, stick out people's minds. They might be very busy, and we can't really read their mind, what's happening to them. So they will eventually call you back if, you know, made a good impression, and if, you
You
know.
left him a card though.
I did leave a card, absolutely. You want to put in as many hooks into the water to catch as much fish as you can, because I like attraction marketing, you know, versus chasing people. That is difficult. So if you can put out hooks, like I would literally do ads, and I know it was my business. This is like working with a business, but you can apply certain things. So like I would put like, are you a pregnant mama and can't reach to scrub your toilets? That's my hook. And then like, call Springs Cleaning Company. Or did you throw out your back mowing the lawn? Call Springs. Like, find hooks that there's ways that you can attract people, you know, in
That's marketing.
marketing. Yeah, that's all we do is marketing, right? We're always we're presenting, you know, we're finding what the pain points are. So if you can find the pain point in a client, like for them, it's not that we want a new window, right? We want what that new window can bring to us. Like, hey, my home is secure, you know, rain is not gonna fall in. So they feel warm, they, you know, their family's protected, insulated, so the drafts are gone. So we want that solution, and then people will pay whatever amount of money to get that solution. So we're looking why the pain, we like twist into the pain a little more and then give them, this is the release. Our solution, our vehicle is the solution. So your vehicle is Anderson. So.
How many different like jobs and business ventures did you go through before you landed on the cleaning company?
I've once tracked probably over 50. I wrote down everything from working at the fair the first year, I was at like Oregon State Fair, I did the crossbow, and I was like, hey, would you like to try again? Would you like to try again on this rigged machine? You know, and the dudes will come with thick wallets, and then eventually they're like empty because they're trying to win this teddy bear for their girlfriend. So like, practice your sales everywhere. Like whether it's fighting with your toddler, hey, would you like, you know, you'll get this treat benefit that they want. You'll get internet if you do your dish. You know, deal with this all the time. I fostered teenagers through DHS. So yeah, so I did cotton candy one year. I worked at Sears Home Improvement, where you walk around the store and say, would you like to buy windows, siding, doors, you know, free estimates, you know, sales right there all the time. Did K Jewelers, Burlington, just all sorts of stuff. Majority, I found kind of my scope was sales. And so then eventually kind of led me to start my own business. But this is training ground every day. Every day is sales, every day is marketing. Even like, hey, can you film this for me? That's a sale. All these little things, you know, yeah, a lot of jobs. And that's good. It's not bad to have a lot of jobs, because that's how you find yourself. Because it's, you know, you can't just go into one industry and that's what you are. Like, you have to figure out what is your talent, what you're born with, because I mean, someone might be better at paperwork than being with people. I assume everyone's an extrovert here and talks to people, or you trained yourself out of introversion. You can still be both, right? I recharge at home. I used to be terrified of speaking in front of people. My first ever networking group, during open networking where everyone talks to each other, I hid in the bathroom because I was terrified. I could do it when it was structured, but you learn, and then you're like, oh, I kind of like this. Wow, I actually helped someone when I did the transaction, because that's the value we bring when that transaction happens. Yeah, awesome, great questions.
What's your why?
My why? I guess for me is creating an impact on people. Like for me, I guess my two biggest thing, I always know I've loved children, even as a kid. So like I work with that. I work with kids in foster care, and I've been a Sunday school teacher. Like it's a theme through your whole life, right? And then I noticed that even as a child, I would like intermediate between people. Like if two children are fighting, I'd step in and like help. And so like finding a solution, seeing aha moments in people. And so I think sales really does that, because we get to educate, we break false beliefs, we bring people to a solution that they need, and so we're actually helping them. It's not like, let me just take your money for nothing. We're bringing them something that they want and they need, and they might not know they need it, but like we're there to help. And so those two are my biggest themes, my biggest whys, and of course the family. I want to be able to take my mom, give her whatever she wants, and those relationships, because in the end it's our families that matter, right? Whether it's our spouse or kids or parents, because like you can have all the money in the world and you could be like miserable, but really we want the love and the success together, right? Great question.
Yeah, she's been like pretty modest right now. So like I said, I have watched her literally go through hell, and I knew she was going through hell because I know them personally. And every space she was in, she brought nothing but joy, nothing but smiles, nothing but enthusiasm. You would never know that she was going through a really like rough time in life, and that's kind of like who we have to be, because whatever you're going through in your personal life, when you bring it to an atmosphere like this right here, it rubs off on others. It can hurt them badly. And that's why I was saying she never done it. She went through like literally hell, horrible situations, and always was just super happy in every event, every arena, every networking event. I've been to several with her, and she just brings joy. And like she does do that, live to make an impact on others. She did not know that. Did you know you would be speaking to all of them today?
No.
This was
surprise.
Yeah, completely random. Yeah, this was completely random, and she's like, hey, while you're here, could you speak? And this is a person that is pretty resourceful. She's helped me and my family in a lot of different ways. And this is a person that loves other people. And like I said, so once again, I thank you for this impromptu speech or whatever. So thank you once again. Ms. Maria.